Welcome everybody to BnM's Fish, Eat, Live series, where today we're fishing, eating, and living on the Little Red River near Pangburn, Arkansas. Today we are fishing with Jack Wells, owner of BnM Poles, the marketing manager of BnM Poles, Jason McDuffie, and the owner of Crappie and Trout Magnets and the Sore Lip 'em All guide service, Jeff Smith.
Nice job, Jack.
That one.
I got one.
Double.
Pretty good guide.
What color you got on the curve?
White and pink. I hit it once.
Oh, that's my bad. Yeah, it's perfect.
Putting on a show. Putting on a show.
That's pretty decent right there.
Yeah, well, what's coming in the box?
Watch the pole right there. There's a triple. Come on there, that low. Get one right. You're over there far enough. They'll be right there. Quick at one time. Put a little pop. He was part of the hole though.
Want to eat this one?
Yeah, throw him in. Hit the hole.
Yep. Little off. Apparently he wasn't a pitcher. Yeah, I was a catcher. They're a little more slippery than crappie.
That's exactly right.
Oh, we might eat that one.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're in trouble now. Yeah, you are, I can tell. You're hitting that strike thing.
Oh, Jack got one.
I love this spot.
Jack is putting a clinic on. That's 3 in a row?
Hey, watch your line there.
Okay, I got it.
It's kind of funny tail line.
Uh-oh. Quit talking about her. We'll trade her for Jason. Oh. Nice job. Time to move.
Not a pitch.
Jack caught one. Is that Jason? No, that's Jack. We're keeping him.
We're not trading him.
Nice. That's a nice one. Looks like.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah, man.
How deep is that thing?
6.7. Nope, there goes my cord. I I see what kind of.
Yep, I'm on the wrong side.
I see what kind of trickery you're up to.
Right there, big Jack.
I got a nice one.
Ooh, I lost mine. Might need to get back upstream right there. Nope, perfect. Oh, this is a little bit deeper on that side. I thought I made it.
Should have kept mine.
Got two.
I got one.
Something dead down there.
Oh, yeah, something else. Smell it.
Yeah, the bacon did not age well.
Got him.
There's a triple.
Now look at this one. I keep catching the
Little
fish
guy.
that have lines and swivels.
Yeah, catch that big awesome. Man, why are they cut? I guess I broke somebody off, I guess.
That little bitty fish. Look at that, Jack. Got a swivel and a line coming out of him. Look at that. Oh, there he goes. Bang. Instant fish. Looking over Kirby. Whoa, man, I'm right in the line of whatever's dead. It's right there.
It is.
Deer or something. Hello. The perfect trout lure. Simplicity, design, and the way that it falls, and the action of the tail.
124. I caught most of those. Sort of them all.
Oh, there you go. We're going to eat that one.
Say that.
Yeah.
Get off.
Well, look at that. Oh, that's a little pump house is what this is. See the pipes going in there? I wish y'all had a chance to catch up.
Are you smiling or not? Alright. 125.
Pretty good morning of fishing right there. All right. 125 on the crappie magnet.
Hey guys, Crappie Kirby, I'd like to thank you for watching BnM's Fish, Eat, Live. Now, no, it's not Mardi Gras. I know these look like Mardi Gras beads, but they're actually how the trout and crappie magnets come off of the mold. They're in Searcy, Arkansas. Those are a bunch of good black and chartreuse colors there. Of course, if you want to use one, you just pluck it off right there, and you've got an awesome little crappie magnet. Now, trout magnets look very much the same as they come off. This was a great color. We had great success catching trout on this hot pink and white with a little blue glitter in it, and they just pluck off there, just like that. Isn't that cool? We're gonna give you a little breakdown on equipment right now. Here we go. So, we were pitching bobbers. I've never pitched bobbers before for trout. I've always thrown dough baits out, and of course, Trout Magnet makes some great dough baits as well. They call them the Trout Magnet Trout Treats. Take a look at them. And one thing I like about that is on some of these, this is an actual pink color here, but on some of their actual Trout Magnet Trout Treats, there's dual colors in there. You'll kind of see that there's a pink and kind of a purplish pink in there as well. So you get two colors in case they're not biting on one or the other. Now, like I said, that's how I normally fish for trout. That is how I thought we would be fishing for trout when we went into it, but not at all. And I'm so happy that I actually took the time to listen to Jeff and learn his technique. It could not be simpler. Anybody can do it. It's basically Trout Magnet, okay, on a nice pole. We were using the BnM, and we were also using the Leland's Lures Sore Lip series as well. All right, so a couple great poles there, nice backbone, super ultralight for catching those trout. We were fishing moving water, and what we were doing is presenting great little cork with a little bit of a split shot above it, and then the business end, the pink Trout Magnet with a little chartreuse head there. And if you take a look, no matter how steady you try to hold a trout magnet or a crappie magnet, you always get that vibration, and when it's in the water it's even more amplified. I don't know if those little fins are supposed to mimic gill plates or if they're supposed to mimic pectoral fins, but it drives fish crazy. Crappie, trout, it doesn't matter. You can even catch bass on these things. Drives them absolutely crazy, and the success was phenomenal. 2-pound SOS line. It's a copolymer with a bit of a fluorocarbon leader, just about 2 or 3 feet. And you can find all these products at the troutmagnet.com website, and including, you can get yourself a Trout Magnet Neon Kit that has everything you need. It's got the hooks, it's got a great selection of color, and it will produce trout. And like I said, I usually fish with dough bait. I didn't have those foul hooks, those gut hooks where you try to release the trout. It was a clean hook right in the snout. Every trout that we caught this weekend, we turned back, and they all lived to fight another day. And that's gonna move us into our live section of Fish Eat Live. And the thing I'm going to touch on today might be a testy subject for some of you out there, but it's something that I learned today, and that was pride. Now, we're all proud fishermen. We all have our successes here and there, but don't let your pride or your ego keep you from learning, because that's what life is all about. Learning, taking in information, and experiencing new opportunities and new experiences, and growing from that as a person, an individual, and as a fisherman. I went in there thinking, oh, we're gonna throw dough baits. I didn't think it would work. I'd never fished the Trout Magnet before, but I'd always fished the Crappie Magnet. So I didn't think that the Trout Magnet was gonna have the impact that it did, because it was absolutely, positively lights out. When it gets in front of those trout's face, they could not ignore it, and those corks went down. And at any given time on the boat, we would have doubles, triples. We had a couple quadruples where we had 4 fish on at one time, and we had a day where we caught over 100 trout. It was absolutely phenomenal. I could not say more about it. Also, going into it, they told me that we were going to be having trout for dinner, okay? And I'm a crappie guy. I'm a crappie snob. I don't eat anything but crappie or maybe a walleye here and there. So when they told me that we were going to be eating trout, my pride said, ugh, I'm going to have to motor through this one way, shape, or form. And then Jeff just said, hey, you know what? I'm also going to grill some chicken breast. And I thought, well, I'll take advantage of that and just pass on the trout. Well, of course, nobody else in the group wanted chicken, and I didn't want to be the only guy, so I thought, well, I'll just eat vegetables or some sides. And I ate that trout, and I gotta tell you, I know you're gonna think I'm crazy, I would not be able to tell that that trout was not crappie the way that he baked it on a pellet grill. It was absolutely phenomenal. He seasoned it perfectly, had a little bit of spice, a little bit of kick to it, and it was absolutely delicious. So when you're out on the water, take that into consideration. Keep your pride in check, because it might just learn something. Also, another thing that I saw on the river is 90% of the people were having a blast. They were so happy to be out in Mother Nature, enjoying themselves, catching fish, getting some vitamin D from that beautiful sunshine that we were experiencing. But there were other people that were just a little bit more focused, maybe a little bit too proud to wave at you on the lake, or too busy, or whatever the case may be. They seemed a little full of their ego, and when they drove by and they didn't give a wave, I kind of felt sorry for them. You know what I mean? Because it's like, maybe they're not fishing for the particular reasons that I am. You can fish recreationally, you can fish nutritionally if you want to eat them, or you can fish financially, where maybe you're a guide and you're focused on showing your clients a good time. But I think if you treat everybody with kindness, respect, and acknowledgement, I think you're going to have a better experience out on the water. You know, I would hate to be that guy that was too cool to wave at somebody, or was mean to somebody on the water, and then lo and behold, that person has a boat problem later on, maybe downstream from this person that you didn't wave at, and you've got to ask that person for a tow back to the boat ramp, or for whatever the case may be. They say you catch more flies with sugar, and I think that is a good rule to live by. So be nice to one another out there, and who knows, you might drop that pride a little bit. You might notice that you've got a sparked interest in trout fishing, and maybe learned another great recipe where you find out that you actually love eating trout. That happened to me this weekend at the Little Red River. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Kent Driscoll, Jason McDuffie, and owner Jack Wells of BnM Poles for an incredible guys weekend. We had so much fun in beautiful Pangburn, Arkansas on the Little Red River. Heartfelt thank you going out to Jeff Smith for being an incredible host. We wanted for nothing, and most importantly, having the type of personality where he actually looks forward to educating you guys on his incredible products so that you can catch more fish out on your own. He has completely re-sparked my passion for trout fishing. Can't thank him enough for that. He gave me a great recipe where I can't wait to eat trout again. And overall, just a phenomenal weekend. So thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed this episode of BnM's Fish Eat Live. We'll be back with another episode soon. Until then, hey, be nice to one another out there. Take care of one another, and tight lines, sore lip them all, and most importantly, God bless.